And I say, the Rebbe speaks about the idea of, he said the wise man picks the king because the king doesn't change. And the other deities, the other creations change. And not only that, when you get from Kedusha, from holiness, it's limited. People decide to connect to the other side, something which oppose God, seemingly get more. So the Rebbe comes and explains, you should just know that the people that go against God, it looks like they get abundance. They're getting more. Than people that listen to God, more than the people that follow the rule of the law, Shulchan Aruch, whatever it may be. The idea here is like this. Why does it change? Why is it not real? Because the life source that it has comes from this, that somebody did something wrong. Now that Chayus Aliki falls in Galus, exile, in a state of Mavis, Tumma Klippa, falls into this, and the Chayus Aliki cannot be in there. Now when the Nitzitz Aliki is Nizbarer, the godly spark is refined in that klipa that it fell into, to concealment the God that it fell into, that concealment will fall away automatically. So that whole life source that this person was living was like a hot air balloon. It popped. Because the godly spark came out. So there's nothing to it. Its whole life source is this, that somebody went against God. And that life source itself does not want to be there. So the second it gets revealed, everything just disappears. And on the other hand, this that a Yid right now, a Yid, the Jew, does God's will, and he gets a little bit. When that will be revealed, it's going to be on a much, much greater level. So much more. The Hashpah is going to be in a much greater level. The substance, the chayis, the life that he's going to get in is a much greater level. The influence that will come out of it is going to be in a much, much greater level. Because we know that if somebody goes against God's will, he gets such and such. Imagine someone that goes with God's will, he listens to God. How much more so will he get? So now, seemingly, you're going to say, so this guy is not a wise guy. Why do you need to be such a wise guy? He knows that on the long run, he's doing better. So right now, he's going to give up. For the greater Hashpah, for what's going to come out of it. He'll give up on $10 right now, because in an hour, somebody will give him $1 million. So he's not so smart. I'm saying anybody would do it. Right now, he knows that it's not the right thing, so he's not going to do it. But later, he's gonna get the greater. So what's this whole idea that the Yid, you're telling me that he's smart, that this is what he chooses? It should be obvious. It should be self-explained. What's this whole idea that the Yid chooses the Eibishter? He serves the Eibishter. He gets a little bit now, and when the godly spark is revealed, he's going to get so much more. This is where Chelka Avaya Amra Nafshi kicks in. My soul says I want God. Here the Rebbe says it comes mitzad the king. Here that already comes from this, that the king chooses the soul. This, that the king chooses a soul. The soul is ready to give up everything else, serve the king. Right now he's going to get a little bit, and later he's going to get an abundance, a lot more. The Rebbe brings down from Tanya, from the Alter Rebbe, the way somebody could get a life source could be Commander Shadi Basar Kasbei. I could take something and throw it over my shoulder. I'll look at the guy. I don't even know if he got it, if he didn't get it, if it broke on the way, if it smashed, if it spilled. I don't want to give it to him. I think it needs to have a little bit of life. See, just take it. The clip of the Sitra Achra, the concealment over God, the thing that's fighting with God, that's how it gets its source. Now, when somebody goes against the Eibusher's Ras and he goes against God's will, that's how he gets his life source. Is it going to last? No. Because the second the godly spark that's revealed in it, it's going to disappear, the life source. It doesn't want to be there. It's in Golos, it's in exile. It's in a state of death, in concealment over God. It does not belong there. However, when somebody does God's will, he's smiling at him, he's facing him, he gives it to him with two hands. That's when he does the Eibusher's Ratzon. Now the Yid takes it, even though it's mitzumtzum, even though it's a little bit. Why? Because it comes from the Pnimius. It comes from inside. Inner part of the Eibusher. He means it, he gives it to you. He wants to give it to you. The husband gives his wife, for her birthday, a lawnmower to cut her hair. She says, "What is this gift? I don't need it." He says, "I thought it would be a good present." Takes it, returns it, comes back. He gives her a ring. She still doesn't want it. What's the problem? I don't want it. He goes back, he returns it. He thinks to himself, what's going on? Comes back, wraps it up nicely, comes to her, gives it to her with a smile. And then she takes it. What's the nakud over here? What's the idea that we're trying to bring out? It's coming from inside. It's coming from an inner place. He actually means it. When the Eibusher gives somebody that little, for at the moment, ashpa, at the moment, the Eibusher gives him a little bit. But it comes from where? It comes from Pnimis, it comes from inside. Which means so much more to the Yid than just giving me a lot, giving me a washing machine to take home on a regular Tuesday for my birthday, you know? That little thing means so much more because it comes from the Pnimius. This is what he says, that is Shoyim, people that go against the Eibusher, even when they're alive, they're considered dead. Because their life is not real life. Their source is not a real source. It's not, there's nothing there. And on the other hand, a tzaddik, even when he's not here, begashmis, so to speak, in our eyes, he's really here. Because his chayis, his life is not the way we look at physical olam hazeh. A tzaddik is greater. He's connected to the Eibusher. Even those that get their ashpa and their chayus, like it's explained in Tanya, the Rishoyim, even when they're alive, v'chayim kurei mesim. Why? Because their chayis is from mavis v'tumah. And this is the idea of Ananasiv Malka. I want to choose the king because the king doesn't change and everything else changes. They're not ready to take life, even if it's a lot, from something that's not real, something that's going to change. Something that is death. They're not ready to take that life that's going to be full of death, agony, and pain. Not real, true life. It's not life. It's not life. They're not ready to take it if it's not going to be true, real life. That's why the Yid takes what he has, but it's real, it's mine. It's actually real. It's actually life fulfilling, satisfaction. I'm actually accomplishing, I'm doing something. I'm not just burning and wasting my time and my life. That the Rebbe brings down that somebody could be an older person with a big beard. He's like a kid playing under the table. Because his whole life is only a number on the passport. But if you look at him and somebody that actually, a little kid which actually is using out his life, this kid is older than this older person that could be older on a number on a piece of paper. This kid is actually doing more than other people. He's actually living his life. He's actually alive. And that's what the Yidden are doing. That's what they're choosing. Or somebody could say, I want to get caught up on all the other things, you know, all the other shtosim. And for the moment, they'll feel good. But after, they're losing. Or at the moment, they're losing. Because it's not real. It's not real. It's not going to last. And they're ready to take this. They're ready to take the little bit. This little chayas, little life. For the moment. They're ready to get influence from the Kedusha, from the holiness. And take that little thing, the dafke, even if it's a little bit, because it's real. It's chai v'kayim v'kiyum nitzchi. It's alive, and it's going to stay alive forever and ever. MS stands, Sheker doesn't. Tzemach Tzedek brings down where you write the word MS, Aleph, Mem, Sof. Aleph has 2 feet. Mem has bottom. Sof has 2 feet. Shin, Kuf, Reish. Shin, pointy bottom. Kuf, same thing. Reish, there's nowhere, it doesn't stand. Aleph, the first letter of the Aleph base. Mem, the middle. Tov, the last. Tait is MS. The Tzemach Tzedek in the Marshal wants you to feel and really see that Tait is MS. And he says it's MS is something that will last forever. He says, but Mispar Cotton, the numerical value of MS in small numbers without zeros is 9. Aleph is 1. Mem is 4. Sof is 4. 9 plus 9 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. The Tzemach Tzedek goes on and he says that MS will always come back to MS. 9 plus 9 is 36. 3 and 6 is 9. 36 plus 36 is 72. 7 and 2 is 9. 72, 72. You go to 144. 1, 4 and 4 is 9. 144. 144 is 288. 8 on one side, 8 on the other side. The other side. Take the 2, split it in half. 9. 9. The Tzemach Tzedek tells you, you want to be alive, connect to MS, which Taita is MS. Something that stands on 2 feet. Everything else is not going to last. It's not real. Let go. Grab onto real, true life. Ad kan, I say.